Hey guys, welcome back. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. I have no real reason, just was gone. Um, but I noticed that I've leave for a long time and then come back and just make what if like nothing happened. So I'm gonna start posting on the weekends, like probably when I get home on that Friday, that night, and then on that Saturday and maybe that Sunday. It depends. But yeah, I hope you guys like that schedule. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sometimes maybe on Monday when I get home if I'm not tired. But yeah, this is what if Naruto was neglected, yes, and was the leader of the Ten Commandments. So yeah. Um, but one thing, Faldrin and Estarosta are not gonna exist. I'm gonna tell you why. In this one, Gother doesn't die, and they were smarter, and they realized that Estarossa was a angel, and but they killed him, and Faldrin never needed to replace Gother. So yeah, and Meliodas is still the leader of the Ten Commandments, but their god of that world, Chaos, and the Demon King was so impressed that they actually gave their power to Meliodas, but he was able to be sealed away. Hold on. Sorry guys, that was my annoying sister. But yeah, what was I at? And yeah, so they were so impressed with him that they gave their powers to him. But the goddess race and the supreme deity, they were able to seal them away because they waited till the Demon King and Chaos. Let's say the Demon King, Chaos, and uh, the Supreme Deity were all born at the same time. They were as old as the universe. They're all the same age and everything. And they're like siblings. Like the Chaos is the oldest, Demon King is the second, and Supreme Deity is like third oldest. She used all of her children, and they helped seal them away. Meliodas never met Elizabeth, so they were sealed away. But they kind of killed Meliodas, and Demon King and Chaos were upset by this, so they told his followers, which are the Ten Commandments, that when he die, he will be reincarnated, but into a different era. So wait, and they shook their head and they all turned into these statues. And yes, I saw someone else do this. What if I forgot who did it? But I'm gonna find out and tell you guys. I'm gonna take a little bit of his ideas, but not all of them. So yeah, they turned into stone. And they've been there. It's Zeldris, and then like their names. You can only see their names above their head with um the with magic. So it's Zeldris, Monspeed, Terrieri, Malascula, Gothard, Droll, Gloxemia, Galland, and Greyroad. And Meliodas. And so a few millions of years pass, millions of years pass, and we go to what's her name? Oh Lord, how did I forget her name? I was just talking about her earlier. The Sage of Six Paths mother, Kaguya. Yeah, there you go. Kaguya appears and she comes down, and she does her normal, and she has her two sons. And skip a few years later to their battle, and they're battling, and obviously the Sage of Bats wins. And when he wins, under the tree of life or whatever, he falls down when he's searching around. And what they've been doing, like when we saw in Naruto Shippuden in the flashback where the tree of life killing people or something, or whatever the tree was called. Well, under it actually in the tree, they were observing, they were giving the souls to the Ten Commandments. Kaguya didn't know this, no one knew this, but every time they went down there, they were just giving their souls to the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments has been eating souls for a while. And so that's when he falls down and he sees these statues, and there's a text. It reads, "These are the Ten Commandments, the strongest and most powerful of the demon race. They've been sealed into to their leader returns. And once their leader returns, he will wreak havoc throughout the world or universe, because kind of that strong. Since you have chaos and the Demon King, just power just in you, and no one would dare step to him. So treat him with love." And he looks around and see these statues that's just towering over him, except for Zeldris. Just towering over him. And he says, "I have to seal this place away where no one gets in." Yeah. And then that's when he creates the tailed beast, blah blah blah. The Ten Tails actually is he found this orb of Meliodas' darkness that was sealed away too, and he was able to open it, and he created the Ten Tails out of it. So the Ten Tails is a separate being, but it has to stay in a pocket dimension because how strong it is. So yeah. And let's skip a few more years later into Kushina and Minato and them having children. Yeah, they have one son named Minma and another named and a daughter named Mito, and they have an older son named Izumi, and they have Naruto. Naruto's the oldest, so it's Naruto, Izumi, Minma, and Mito. They have 4 children, and they kind of don't like Naruto. They don't know why. Naruto was born, his eyes were, bluish type, and his hair was just like a messy type blonde. Unlike Minato's was a light brown with a light blonde. Mito, she had red hair like her mother. Minma had blonde hair with red tips, and Izumi has strands of red and blonde mixed together. Like the Todoroki family. That's basically how it is. And so, they're going around. The masked man comes and steals Naruto, blah blah blah. Nine Tails gets sealed inside, gets split. Izumi get 50%, Menma Mito get 25%. And the villagers wants to kill whoever to be told, and they lie and say that it's Naruto because they already didn't like him. They said he holds the soul while Menma Mito and Izumi holds the power. And everyone thinks he's gonna become a demon, so they should kill him, but they just don't know. And the Demon King and Chaos, and so is Meliodas, are just sitting, and they're pissed. Well, no, Meliodas not in there because this is Meliodas. He just has to awaken his memories. Oh, and the text also reads, with the drop of the blood of the leader, the Ten Commandments will be awakened. And yeah, and his memories will regain. And the freaking Leaf Village, as dumb as they are, build right on top of it. Yeah. So, um, he's he's hated throughout the village, and we get to older, and this is their 5th birthday. Naruto's being chased around, beaten and everything, and they beat him to a bloody pulp. And so, this is when he goes back home. Meantime, Kushina has something to announce, so does Jiraiya and Tsunade. Jiraiya and Tsunade go first, saying that they think Izumi, Minma, and Mito probably will be the children of prophecy. They don't know which one it is, but it could relate to them working as a team as the children of prophecy, with Izumi being the leader. Now, Minma and Mito are not mad by this because Izumi is the strongest out of their siblings, and he's a prodigy, like a prodigy among prodigies, like a Minato prodigy. Because I'm not gonna make him weak. But you already know, if it came down to it, Meliodas will wipe the floor with Naruto. Not in Baryon mode. Well, Demon King Meliodas probably would. It depends on the circumstances, because Naruto is kind of OP already. But it depends on the circumstances. He would probably wipe the floor with Minato and Naruto. It depends on the circumstances. I don't want any hate in the comments saying this is that. But if you think about it, Meliodas is as old as Naruto, has more experience, 3,000 years worth, monster strength. Naruto's strength, he's there without frog stage mode. He's about Jonin level strength or Hokage level strength at most. And plus, Meliodas again has more knowledge, more battle experience, and could easily wipe the floor with either one of them in the right circumstances. Kurama is a big, big downfall, but if Meliodas did had all those 10 commandments, yeah, they would just wipe the floor. It would probably be a high diff fight or mid diff fight, but yeah, it probably would. But then, they say, and Kushina Minato says that they're probably, because Minato is the child of Madara Uchiha, but he doesn't know it. So he's half Uchiha, half Namikaze, or whatever. And and Kushina's half Senju and half Uzumaki. But yeah, but Tsunade is not her mother. They're just kin. Some way. So yeah. And that's when they say that they will be giving the Uzumaki clan to Mito, Namikaze clan to Minma, and the Senju clan to Izumi. And they're all excited. And Naruto, he thinks, what about him? So he asks, what about him? And everyone looks, and they say, you get nothing, demon, now get out of our sight. And then they apologize to the guest, saying, that shouldn't have happened. We're very sorry for him interrupting the party. And everyone says it's fine. It must be hard taking care of a demon. And they say yes, it is. So let's move on to Naruto. He goes upstairs and he hears his voice in his head, and it's Demon King Chaos. They're raging. They're saying, because he's been hearing this ever since he was little. And Naruto actually never got the soul of the Naruto's or anything. they've been raging, and he says, and they're in his mind says, kill them, kill them. They give him violent thoughts or tendencies. They want him to be ruthless like the original Meliodas. They don't want him to be all lovey-dovey or whatever. They want him to be as ruthless as he can be. They want the perfect demon. Meliodas was strong, but he wasn't the perfect envisioned chaos that they thought. That's why Chaos told his younger brother to have children, since he couldn't, since he had to balance out the universe. But now, he doesn't need to, because he left like a bit of his power, which was the Big Bang, to balance everything out. So now he can stay in Naruto. And they want him to be the perfect. And with this Namikaze, Uchiha, and Senju blood he's gotten, he's perfect. He's full demon, but with those clans' abilities. The Namikaze were known for being expert assassins, like the most feared in the world. The Uchiha, their visual prowess, and the Senju, which is for their strength. And Naruto is relative to one of the strongest Uchiha there is. And so, yeah. And he says, and they're just saying kill them all, wipe them out, destroy everything. And Naruto just goes to sleep because he's kind of used to it now. But every day Naruto's emotions start to fade away. So this is around when Naruto was 8 years old, and he's being chased. And he doesn't have any emotions anymore because the years have been going by. And the villagers finally caught up to him because he's still a child. They beat the pulp out of him, and he, jumps off. He jumps off, getting away after they broke his arm, stabbed him in the side. So he's bleeding to death, and it's not healing because he doesn't have like the Nine Tails soul. Even if he did, it would heal him, but he doesn't. So yeah. He jumps off and jumps inside of the forest of death, running, and he sees this tree, and he runs towards it, and the ground breaks. The villager said, let's not chase him in, he's gonna die by nightfall anyway. And they started laughing while walking away. Naruto fell, and Gallant's spear was holding up in the air, and it impales him through the stomach. He's thinking, is this how I'm gonna die? And that's when the blood drips and everything starts to glow black, and everyone feels this enormous aura just pushes them down, and they're wondering what it is. And Naruto opens his eyes saying, I remember getting off the spear, standing in front of all of the he's not gonna be as short as Meliodas. I just want everyone to know that he's not gonna be as short as Meliodas. Meliodas is like 4 something. I'm gonna give him a little dignity and give him like 5'11" at most. I just want him to have a normal height. So is Zelda's. No, I like Zelda short. He's awesome. Yeah. Zelda's is my second favorite character. Well, my 4th favorite character, because the Demon King comes first as my favorite character, and then Meliodas, and then Bon. No, Zeldris, then Bon, and Escanor. Yeah. And so, but my favorite villain group, Ten Commandments all the way. No compares. Their teamwork is kind of not there, but nothing else compares. So he stands and says, "Arise, my servant," or something like that. And the stone breaks, and the first to jump on him is Melascula. He's still short, and she looking and says, Meliodas, you're finally back. And he says, yes, I am. And Gallant looks down saying, you look a little different. He says, I know. And He says, I'll change it, and he snaps his finger, and his hair fixates into this, but a sleeker version. And he says, that's better, now you're recognizable, just the height. And he starts to laugh, and he activates his demon mark and looks at him, and he says, and he kind of gets scared. Everyone else is like, you're back, and Zell just walks up and says, brother, you're finally back, and I'm free. He says, yes. He says, those damn humans dared to torture me, and everyone's asking what they talking about, and he snaps, and they gains his memory, and they're all pissed. Everyone can just feel bloodlust, and he says, calm down. Just go to the nearest villages. We'll meet in 3 years. Gain all the souls you can, and regain your power. And he says, Gother, and he looks at him, and he comes and heals Gother, so Gother doesn't have to sit in a wheelchair. And he says, Gother, I'll split you guys up into 2 teams, Mon, Speed, and Derriere. Derriere says she wants to be with him, but he says no. He says Mon, Speed, and Derriere, Zeldris, and Gother, Droll and Gloxinia, Elascula and Gallant, and Grey Road would stay with him. Everyone's kind of jealous of Grey Road, and they want to kill him, but, Naruto says he has his reasons. Because Grey Road is an expert, he's a good scientist, smart. And, yeah. So they go, and everyone's absorbing souls, and he's, Naruto, or Meliodas, is learning all of his abilities, like Hellfire and everything, and he learns Jutsu as well, because he's not no pushover. He needs to know everything he can. He learns Jutsu, sword play, but he gets his original sword, because, one of the, ninja swordsmen had it, Zabuza. His blade was actually Meliodas' blade in disguise. He kills Zabuza and take it back, and it changes to original. So yeah, it's his Executioner's blade. That's its real name. It just didn't have its original form. And, he absorbs Zabuza's soul, and he gains some of his memories of his water jutsu. So yeah, he learns multiple fire jutsu, and his fire jutsu are all black flames, and his monster strength, also like Meliodas, is gaining bit by bit, but at the end of the year training, yeah, it's all gonna be there. And yeah, and then he gets his clothes, and that's how this is how he looks with his clothes on, and his demon wings, his darkness. And everyone regroups, and they have their power back to about 90% of their power back, because, well, everyone has their original power back, but for some reason, Naruto doesn't have his full power, and they're wondering why. Because he absorbed the same amount of souls as them, and he doesn't have his power. They're thinking something happened. Oh, he gained his Sharingan. It's just a purple version with the Tomoe, and it just does different. I'll tell you guys later. And he's wondering why he doesn't have his full power back, and they're wondering. Zelda says, "Oh, the orb we put your power in. It was about 99% of your power. Where is it?" And he says, "I don't know. I didn't see it." And Zelda says, "Well, we don't know where it is." And that's when Meliodas or Naruto looks back, and he says, And he starts to flare his power that he has, which is stronger than all of theirs combined already. He says, "You lost my power, younger brother." And Zeldris, says, "Ha." He does that, Meliodas face when he does something wrong, and says, well, it's the canon Meliodas face. And he says, "No, of course not. It's just misplaced." And he grabs Meliodas, or Naruto grabs him by the cheek and throws him, saying, "Go find it." And he says, Gother, go with him. And they shoot off. And they find out, they come back at nighttime, and they all regroup, saying that they found out what happened to it. That it was turned into this, what they called Ten Tails. And Naruto says, or Meliodas says, "I think I know what you're talking about. These are these things called tail beasts." And it goes all the way up to the nine tail. I never heard about the 10 tails. Where is it? It says in a pocket dimension. You can't get there unless you can. And then Naruto just takes his executioner's blade and just slices it down. And it just opens. And the 10 tails is just there roaring. Says, "Who are you?" He says, "You're my power." And he turns it into an orb and eats it. So yeah. And Sage of Six Paths feels that the Ten Tails is gone. He's scared because he's thinking that this great evil is back. And he sent this out to all the oracles, and now they know that a great evil has returned. And Meliodas just laughs maniacally, and he steps out, and he says, "I'm back to my full power." I know I'm making him OP already, but this is not as OP as I should be making him right now. He's not as OP because he hasn't learned, the Demon King or Chaos's abilities yet, guys. So yeah, y'all be saying that they're OP, like you make them OP, but well, you guys don't say that. But people say, "And what if they make a character that reincarnated or something OP? If the character is originally already OP, what do you expect to happen?" Like with Gojo, what ifs? They were like, "I'm only gonna give him 1% or 5% of his power." No, just give him his full percent of power, but make it go throughout the years. Don't just shove it to him like that. It's because like they're already OP in their original verse. You making them weaker than Kakashi and its Gojo, and making them weaker than Sasuke and its Gojo, it just makes no sense. Because we all know Gojo would wipe the floor with Sasuke. People won't agree with me, but what can Sasuke really do? Gojo has, the strength, the speed, limitless, and just getting hit by that purple ball, I forgot what it was, would wipe him from existence. So yeah. But the Ten Commandments go and find the Akatsuki. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I have a picture of it. I don't have a picture of it, but they go to the Akatsuki in these black flashes, and they appear out of the Akatsuki base. The Akatsuki feel this dark aura, and they all start to look up. And yeah, guys, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. In part 2, there's gonna be like a big standoff. Probably gonna post that tomorrow because I have a lot of stuff to do today. So yeah, guys, peace out. Please like, subscribe.